Hello. Hello, hello. Can you hear us and see us well? Nice to see you, everybody. Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to be here. So I'm very happy to host that first open hours with you. So Christophe, our CTO, is here with us, and I'm Paul, the founder of Kosmik, and you also have Anna and Edmond from the team in the chat ready to answer your question. So today, our goal was to get some feedback from you if you've got a chance to test the app, give you a demo of the app for those of you that may not had received your token yet, and tell you a bit more about our roadmap. So I think this is going to be about 25-30 minutes. And if you have any question, feel free to interrupt us at any time. And if that's okay for you, I'm going to begin with a demo of the application. Hello, Jean-Marie, thank you for joining us. So let's go. Is an infinite canvas, but our goal with Kosmik was to bring the power of applications like Notion or Roam Research directly in that spatial metaphor. And so, for example, in Kosmik, you can import any kind of files. For example, on my canvas here, I have a PDF that I can also browse in a specific split view mode to do some research, take some notes on the side, and I can even, for example, highlight some text directly in the document, drag it out, and Kosmik will recognize that this is a text and create a component that I can interact with right away. In the same spirit, you can also extract pages, add post-it notes, regroup all of that in what we call a card. I'm going to go back to that later on because that's a very important metaphor for us. You basically have two containers in Kosmik, universes, which are the canvases on which I am panning and zooming right now, and cards, which are the documents themselves. You also can import, for example, web pages in Kosmik. So here, for example, if I drag and drop a link, like the one I have here, you see Kosmik creates an integrated web browser directly on the canvas. And I can browse this page right here, and I can even extract or click another link, and Kosmik will create another page that I can also browse. And just like the PDF or any file, I can highlight some text and drag it out, and Kosmik will create a text on the canvas. Now, what we do not do right now, but what we want to do and offer in the future is backlinks between those elements. So for example, when you click here in the sidebar here, you will have a backlink button that will allow you to see where the text is coming from. The other advantage of the Kosmik canvas are that you have full multimedia support directly here. You can play with the video, you can crop them, you can do a lot of stuff with media directly in Kosmik. And finally, our key feature is transclusion. So a lot of you may know transclusion from Roam Research or other applications of this kind. But in Kosmik, we use it in a very much more visual way. The goal of transclusion is to sync documents between different locations. So for example, if you reuse a picture like the one here, or if you duplicate a card in Kosmik, you can modify it in one place, and it will modify instantly in another place. For example, if I take the text here, I'm going to see it appear in the other card in a few seconds, and I can instantly modify it between those two instances. And I can even move the card between universes, and it will sync between those canvases. So this is how we do transclusion. Now, in Kosmik, to create objects, you just click on the plus button here, and you can, for example, to import a picture, you just click on the photo section, and let's go into that folder here. And you can import a picture by just double click, and Kosmik will import it right away in the canvas, and you can modify it super easily. You can also import a lot of different type of files. So for example, if you click on the file button, let's go on my desktop. If you have a PDF, for example, let's take that one. Kosmik is also going to import the file directly on the canvas, and just as you saw me do earlier, you can modify it, make it bigger, smaller, highlight some stuff directly on the canvas, switch between the page, and you can also import other file formats just to use Kosmik as kind of a visual Dropbox. We are also working on a lot of other features like geometrical shapes to help you create diagrams. You can also embed iframes objects or Figma files, and we are working on a lot of other integrations to make your life easier. Let me just check the chat. Okay, and so one of the other big features of Kosmik is what we call the publish mode. Now, a lot of you may have heard about the publish mode from Twitter. And so the idea of the publish mode is to allow you to share objects from Kosmik super easily. So for example, here, that universe is public. You can see it with the little antenna here. And to publish a universe, you just click on its name and you have a public button. So let me do that with a universe that isn't public yet. So here is a universe that isn't public. It is in the private section. I click on its name. I click on publish. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will allow people to subscribe, and done. Kosmik will now publish my universe, which may take a bit of time. We are working on a process that should make the publish way faster. And after that, I'm going to be able to show you the universe in, for example, Chrome or Firefox, because we are also working on a progressive web application for users that may not have an iOS device or a Mac. So the universe is now public. I can check the public branch by clicking on See Public Branch. Go back here, copy the link, switch to Chrome, paste it. And now Kosmik will load our progressive web app. Oops, sorry, I have to log in because it's not published yet. Of course, you won't have to do that yourselves. So now Kosmik is loading our new progressive web application, which will indeed become the version that people will be able to use on Windows, for example, or Linux. It may take some time to load. While it's loading, I can show you another feature that is very powerful if I go back to that public universe, which is that you can show a whole canvas, which is what I'm doing here, or you can also share just one object. To do this, I just click on one object. There is a small antenna here. I can click on that, copy the public link, and paste it into Chrome. And you see here, I have my card directly into the web browser with an authorship tracking tag. Now, I'm going to go back to that later on, but we take privacy, authorship tracking, and versioning very seriously. So here is finally the canvas, and you see how Kosmik looks when you use it in the web. So we do not have feature parity yet, but we are working on having a full Kosmik version for Windows users, along with creating features, our passport panel, an offline mode inside the web browser, and a lot of other features that you are currently seeing only on the Mac and on the iPad. And so the publish mode is nice to publish and share objects, but it's also nice to reuse objects. Now, if we go back to my own demo universe, you can see here that I have cards that I created myself. So when I click on them, I can edit them. But I also have this card here. This card comes from another user. And so what's really powerful with Kosmik Publish Mode is that I can subscribe or reuse to someone else's content or full universes. And when they update that content, because it's a transclusion, it's going to continue to update in my own universe. So for example, here, if I log out and we go on the profile that created that card, which I'm showing you right now, you see here I'm in a completely different universe that is public. And if I make a modification, I'm going to do it in a very crude way so you can see what it does. The antenna becomes yellow. And it means that the public version is now not synced with the private version. You can choose when you want to update a public object, and you will also have the option to auto-update them in a later release. Now, if I click on Update, Kosmik will update the public branch. I can check, yes, it was updated. And so now, if I log out, and I go back to where I was, you are going to see that the card updated itself. It's going to take a few seconds to load, but here it is. It's different now. And so the goal what we want to offer with Kosmik is a way to, for example, create blogs or newsletters or a distribution mechanism that is visual. And we envision a future where instead of bringing in people inside your canvases like you do today in Figma, Google Docs, and other kind of spatial applications, you would be able to have a canvas where you have all those files updating themselves in front of you. So that's what we are working on right now. And this is a short demo of Kosmik. So let me just stop sharing and go back to you. The feature will indeed be available on iOS. Are there extensions to collect from browsers? Not yet. This is something we are working on. We want to have a web keeper for Kosmik. We are also working on an iPhone application that would just allow you to quick capture some objects. And something I haven't spoken about or talked about is the architecture that was conceived by Christophe. Kosmik is actually one of the first applications to be built on top of IPFS, which means that we are fully decentralized. Christophe, if you want to maybe talk about a bit more about how we work in a decentralized environment and what it means for users.
Yeah. So yes, we have built. It took some time to build this bank, which is the name of the database that we build on top of IPFS. It's fully decentralized, peer-to-peer with peer-to-peer encryption, and with transclusion and versioning integrated. Here we are not seeing the versioning, for instance, because it will come at a later time. But from the beginning, we have the versioning and also the offline mode, which, from what I've understood, is very popular by demand. So it was quite a challenge to build this, but now we are seeing that it is working good, and it offers a lot of features that you cannot find on some of our products.
So yeah, offline mode was really the goal that we really, it was the first feature we wanted to build, because when we built Kosmik, we said, hey, if we are going to offer that application to people that will use it to take notes, work in the field, they may work anywhere, they may not have network access for a long time, we wanted it to be offline first. So that was the main point. And after that, we built other features on top of that. The last one will be the multiplayer mode, which will allow you to have live cursors and sharing experience, just like Figma or Google Doc. And to answer your question, Eric, yeah, the public mode and the way we do sharing in Kosmik is really meant to be kind of like a pull request. We want you to be able to have a private branch where you work, and then you can have a public branch where you merge your modifications, and we envision a future where multiple users would be able to do this on a canvas or on an object. Actually, we are beginning consultations with users to determine, to understand what which mode they would prefer for the multiplayer mode. Would they like a fully live experience like Figma in the canvas, or would they prefer to have pull requests on objects and a kind of a shared branch where they would send their updates? Like you would work on a private space and then you would push your update to a shared branch where other users would also commit their changes. Yeah, exactly, like track changes in Word. And this will work in conjunction with what Christophe mentioned, which is the versioning. And we want to have a versioning mechanism that would be very fluid and very easy to use, which means that basically you would have a timeline on the universe and you would be able to rewind to a previous version, exactly like you can in Time Machine, for example, on the Mac, and you would see gradually which modification have been done by whom in the universe or on an object. Now, I haven't spoken about that, but one of the key principles of the Kosmik architecture, and actually what gave its name to Kosmik, is the principle of the Kosmik object. Now, when we began to work with Christophe, he had that idea of a database where every object would be kind of a polymorphous object. So maybe you can explain a bit what is a Kosmik object and what it allows us to do for users.
For those of you who are familiar with pull request and Git, at the heart of the Kosmik object, which is the elementary information element, there is a complete kind of Git mechanism. This means versioning with some branch today we have master branch, public branch, but in the future we could have some different branches for sharing, for merging, for doing some branching and some modification and some merge. So we have that at the if you take, for instance, the sticker text, it's a Kosmik object, and this Kosmik object is linked. Everything is a Kosmik object in Kosmik. So this means your passport, your universe, every sticker are Kosmik objects that are linked together by some object, which is also a Kosmik object, which is we call it an edge, and that's what symbolizes the transclusion link. So this means that it gives us a lot of flexibility regarding the way we can interact, and we can take the data or have some contextual information on top of the data. For instance, you can have the same image, which is transcluded in different universe, but you will apply some filter on top of this data, which will be contextual. So this means that the image by itself will not change, but the context of usage of this data will allow you to change and to modify the data.
So that's what really makes Kosmik unique. And to answer you, Peter, yes, you can actually name several objects with the same title, because for Kosmik, the title is another object, and you can actually even have multiple titles on one object, and you can have, because the title can even be contextual. So actually, this is one of the hardest questions for us. For example, if I share my screen again for a few seconds, just to show you. Here, I imported a PDF, and that PDF has a name, which is the name of the file. But I can also add another name to that PDF on top of it. And now I can have two names on the same file. So that's actually something we are working on in Kosmik. And we are also looking at having, for example, a small AI engine running in the background, for example, to recognize stuff in pictures. And that picture could be tagged hill, green, forest, and you would be able to add on top of it a title. And then you would also have tags. So we have that structure in the object that is very, very, very powerful and very, very fluid, and that allows us to do so much stuff around titles, around metadata, around polydata, that will actually become very, very important in the future. Yes, authors of objects see that they are transcluded. So just, I'm going to answer Eric and then you, Peter. So yes, that's why we have the followers following mechanism. If you remember a few minutes ago when I published the universe, you saw me click a box that said allow people to reuse. And so Christophe worked on that mechanism for a very long time. And when I reuse a card from another user, that user automatically becomes, or I become, a follower of that object. So what's really interesting in Kosmik is that you can follow people, but you can also follow objects. And so because a people, a person, or an object is, for us, the same type of data. It's a Kosmik object that expresses something. And so when you follow a card, what will be very powerful, but actually is very hard to do because of memory constraints and network constraints, and also privacy, because we are really adamant that we want a super strong privacy. You should be able to click on a public object that you reused and see the full list of followers. So who published it, who edited it, who republished it, and who is following it alongside yourself. So we are really working on that. And you, as the author of the public object, will be able to see every person that is following your object. And so we are also working on a lot of stuff around this, which is why in the Kosmik UI, you see we have the address book just beneath the user account, because we want to change the way we collaborate. Today, if you want to collaborate in Figma or in Notion, for example, which are great products, by the way, you have to add people to your team if you want them to have the full collaboration experience, and then you have to add them to project and then to files. In Kosmik, you will have the address book, and the address book will show you a list of all the Kosmik users. You will be able to filter by name, kind of like a social network, but in reverse. We are going to do a demo of it soon, I hope. And you will be able to see what people published, and you will be able maybe also to see what they followed. But we are going to test a lot of hypotheses during the published beta phase. And the address book will also be used to give users edit rights on your universe. So the full collaboration experience will rely on that component. And so, Peter, to answer your question, for now you can add just names on objects, but this is, as you've said, just one type of metadata, and we'll have backlinks, tags, and we could even have, what do you think?
Yeah, even if you look at the transclusion of, for instance, some picture, there is some other metadata that you are not seeing, which is the position in the space of your universe, which will be completely different in another universe, or the size, or anything. So we can apply a lot of metadata. In fact, there is no limits. We can do anything, because every metadata that we are manipulating on a context point of view are Kosmik objects, which has all the properties of the sticker that you are putting, for instance, some text or some it could be anything.
Yeah, and just to clarify, what we call a sticker is an item on the canvas. And so, I will let Christophe answer key value, but I think that
key value pairs for a book on my canvas.
What do you mean by key value? Because I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure. Could you clarify a bit what you mean by key value? Because I think that's in the realm of possibilities for us. I just want to be sure that I understand correctly. Maybe you're speaking about different versions of of your writings that you want to compare and maybe merge together, something around transclusion. But basically, one of the things that we would like to offer that isn't in the current version of Kosmik is a way for users to add their own metadata. For example, you could add notation metadata, you could add an author metadata, you could add anything. Because we envision Kosmik as a visual database. So for now, we start with a whiteboard where you can do a lot of stuff. Then we enhance that experience by allowing you to publish content, create long-form documents. Then we enhance again by allowing you to have multiplayer mode and maybe other integrations. And then finally, Kosmik should become, we hope it will become, kind of like a super Devon Think with a visual UI. Our goal is really to give you a way to go as far as possible with this UI. We are really trying to have a combination of a very simple canvas on top of the database. Yes, so author, keywords, all those stuff will be available. And it's just a matter of time and a matter of UI design. Basically, we always joke with Christophe that the database can do anything relating to metadata or polydata, but we need to have a clear and simple way to expose it in the UI, but that's something we could do. And to answer your question, Eric, that's also something that we should be able to do, because the tags themselves will be Kosmik objects. And one of our thinking around the tag mechanism is that when you tag an object, for example, you can have the universe A, universe B, universe C, and you have objects tagged with, for example, a specific tag 1 in those three universes, and we should be able to reunite them in a universe that would filter your items by tags, for example. No, thank you. So yeah, we really start small. Thank you, Imanshu. That's really, really nice of you. And just also, we've had a lot of questions about why we created a Mac application and an iPad application first. We first designed Kosmik a few years ago, and we wanted to create something for the iPad. And actually, it gave us a lot of constraints in the design, because iPad only had 1 or 2 gigabytes of RAM, and we are always designing Kosmik for the iPad first, and then going up to the more kind of liberated platform, which is the Mac, and then the web. Yes, I'm happy that you... thank you, GS. We'll make sure that you'll get your invite very soon. And so, Eric, to answer you, I wanted to put Computer Leap Dream Machine in the background. ZZ structures are a big inspiration for us. And actually the database isn't as, of course, we are not yet to that level, because in ZZ structure, in Ted Nelson thinking, you have a 3D representation of the data, but we are close to this. But we really want to iterate slowly around that first object, which is the cosmic object, and then go gradually to that level of, I would say, power. But yeah, that's the goal. And I don't want to tell you everything, because we can't. But our goal with Kosmik is not to restrict the user experience to the canvas. And Christophe made sure to build the database with an API, so one day we could also represent data somewhere else. That's maybe in 3 to 5 years, but that's a long-term goal for us to create maybe other forms of representation of the data that you will have imported or created in Kosmik. And so, Imanshu, to answer your question, we are currently working through the backlog, and we hope to have onboarded everybody, all the person that signed up in the last three weeks, in less than a month. So if you signed up at the beginning, which would be about a month ago, you should get your invite very, very, very soon. And you can, of course, contact us on Discord or on Twitter, and we'll make sure to make that happen as fast as possible. So why Kosmik with a K? That's a very simple answer. Kosmik with a C was taken. And actually Kosmik with a C and with another C was taken. Kosmik with a C and with a K at the end was taken. Kosmik with a K and with a C was taken. So Kosmik with 2 Ks wasn't taken. And we thought it sounded nice. And we really wanted to, I would say, pay a tribute to that idea that really is at the core of everything we do, the cosmic object, and have that as the name of the company. And so, Eric, to answer your question, that's a very interesting one, because really, when we started to design Kosmik for the web, we instantly tried a version with 3GS to see if we could create a 3D interface to represent the data in Kosmik. That's not yet possible, because it's a lot of work to render. So we are working a lot on memory constraints, GPU acceleration, a lot of things coming into play. But definitely, we would like to represent, for example, transclusion links in a 3D environment. That's the dream. Yeah,
or even augmented reality, or so virtual reality.
That's also why in the cards and in the Cosmic object, we are also thinking about maybe you want to have a geographic metadata associated with the content to one day see it in a metaverse or in a 3D environment.
Yeah, that's correct, Eric. The data structure and the database is capable of that. In fact, you can do anything with Bang, and because there is a very abstract of data. So it can be a 3D position, it could be 2D position, it could be anything. It could be time. It could be
time. It could also be something much more classical, video, like a word processor. We have had some requests from users about making, I wouldn't say a clone, but a version of Kosmik that would look like maybe more Obsidian or Rome. But we really want to push the canvas metaphor as far as we can go, and then maybe go back to something that's more classical. But we also think that the side panel that we implemented in the app gives you the best of both worlds. If you want to work in a linear fashion, you can. And if you want to work in the canvas, you can. Yes, we definitely agree, Peter. The one thing we are lacking to maybe, I don't know if you're thinking about that, or if you just want to have maybe mind maps and representation and kind of a second brain inside Kosmik, which is, I think, not that far away. Or if you are thinking about space repetition, we do not have a space repetition engine for now. That's definitely something we could implement in the future, but that's quite far away from our main subjects. But I definitely agree with your memory palace idea. Actually, we really think of Kosmik as a place where you can move around, and that's why we also wanted to allow you to store files inside Kosmik, because we think that Kosmik, pushed to an extreme, can replace your desktop. your desktop that is actually a quite constrained environment that is built on top of a metaphor, the folder metaphor, that is becoming quite old. So we want people to move into Kosmik with all of their intellectual history and recreate something with that new tools that we give and that we make possible. Exactly, that's exactly what we want to offer you with Kosmik. It's a place, and so that's actually something that's came up into the tests that we did with some corporate users, for example. One of their biggest problems in collaboration environments was how to find data when you share it with someone. And they found out that people were constantly sending links to each other to find a specific file inside a Dropbox or a server. In Kosmik, what is really fun is that they say, hey, it's in the canvas with a blue background in the upper left corner. And that's super powerful because it's so easy. So yeah, I definitely agree. And Eric, to answer your question about thinking rich connection between music, notation, and recording for researchers, Christophe has a very specific interest in how we could relate data in Kosmik. For example, we would love for you to be able to play a sound in Kosmik and have all the metadata coming in the canvas. Mm-hmm. And for example, you would be able to link several music tunes and add comments at the time code or stuff like that.
Yeah, could be, for instance, something like you have some transclusion of the same song in different categories by artists, by style, by anything. So it answers a little bit the question that we have regarding the key value, regarding the book. You can do exactly the same with the book. So what is interesting is that this song is only on one place, but you can see it from different angle, on different universe, or different card, or different anything.
Oh, Eric, I would be very happy to, I don't know about those projects, but if you can send us some links, that would be definitely super interesting for us. And so what would be super cool is maybe for some of you, I'm going to drop my email address in the chat, and you can send me an email with the email you used to sign up, and as a thank you for participating in that first Kosmik office hour, we will give you access to those of you that ask tomorrow, and we'll make sure that you get access immediately. So thank you for participating and coming online. We are going to answer maybe a couple of more questions, and then we'll go back to, we'll let you go back to your lives. So thank you for your question. So if you want to, you can email me at that address. And you can also follow us on Twitter and join us on Discord. I'm going to drop the link of the Discord server so you can join us if you have some time. Just give me a second to start Discord. It's always long to start Discord. So here is the link to the Discord server if you want to join us. And thank you all for coming online. It's super cool to know that we have actual users and human beings using the software, giving us feedback and ideas. And we really want to create a nice community. So those office hours are going to be a weekly thing. We'll try to keep them short so people can come every week if they want. And each week we'll try to demo a feature or give you some sneak peek about designs that we're working on, or yeah, if you have any questions or problems with the software, this will also be the perfect place to come, because we'll have the software running in the background on. We may be able to show you how to correct some problems or to help you in a very direct way. So thank you again, and take care of yourselves, and see you very, very soon.
See you.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon on the Kosmik server, Twitter, and in the app itself. Bye-bye.
Bye.